You're listening to Dank Swamp Rebellion.
All right, welcome back to the Dank Swamp Rebellion. We are live on location today. We're down at the Cajun Twist restaurant down in Galliano, Louisiana.
Oh, yeah.
Me with Tyler.
So many memories.
Oh, yeah? Tell me about some of those memories.
Every Sunday, 7 years old to probably 12, 13, after church, because literally I could walk 2 or 4 feet away, and I'm in a church parking lot. And we would come eat at the Cajun Twist name.
You could go from a rosary to a plate lunch in 2.5 seconds.
It's pretty quick.
That's
it's
quick.
pretty quick. Yeah.
And that voice you're hearing is the owner, proprietor of the Cajun Twist, Mr. Anthony Goldsmith. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I'm glad y'all
Awesome.
got to make it down here.
We're
Awesome to have you on the show, my man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, he just fried us up. He fried Grovon up oyster po' boy, some local caught oysters. They were absolutely delicious. I snuck a little oyster off the plate. Tyler got him a little piece too.
You got to steal him a little bit.
Yeah. My wife and my kids split a roast beef po' boy. Let me tell you something, people. I also zwiefed a little bite off of that, and that was delicious. And it ain't none of that steakums bullshit you get in the.
Oh, fuck no, dude. That's some good stuff.
It was a real deal roast beef, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we use fresh eye around.
That's awesome, dude.
That's it, yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's absolutely good. So what else has been going on, bro? What you got going on around here?
Not much, man. We with this pandemic, it's been crazy. It's been wild. It's been a wild ride.
So are y'all open for takeout only still, or what do y'all
No,
doing?
so the last month, I believe, we opened up because the governor went up to 75% capacity for us.
Oh,
good.
So
good.
I was able to, with 50% capacity, it wasn't worth the hassle of opening up the dining room and sanitizing and doing all that. But being able to let more people in, it helped. But what saved us was that to-go window. We got that drive-through window, man, and it was popping all
a
through
whole
COVID.
nother level.
Oh,
huh?
I bet, man. Hell yeah.
We stayed safe, made sure our employees wore masks every time they were at the window and stuff like that, and we just all did what we needed to do, but we made it out without any bad stuff happening, so
Good,
we
man.
were real lucky.
It's always good to see the local establishments come out of something like that unscathed and they keep on going.
Yeah.
But let me ask you the question: What does Cajun Twist? What does it mean? I always wanted that as a kid. Like, where did the name come from?
What is it?
Well, originally it was the Galliano twist.
Okay.
And that was maybe less than a mile down the road right here. It's now a little green lawnmower shop.
Okay. Yeah.
Leger's, something like that. I forgot what it is.
If I saw it, I'd know.
Terrebones. It's Terrebones. That's what it is. Yeah. So my grandpa picked it up from him probably 30 years ago, something like that, 35 years ago. And he moved to a little gas station we were renting out of right up the road, another less than a mile down the road right here. And then he picked up this building from his cousin and all. So they all had it, and they were ready to get rid of it. They wanted to stay in the family. So he's like, I'll take it. Like, you don't have to twist my arm, because he's been in a lot of different businesses. He has restaurants down in Fouchon and stuff like that back in the day. He had a big marina and all. So growing up, I grew up around the restaurant and everything. And his thing was Cajun with the K. So there was a Cajun Sportsman down in Fouchon.
Right.
And that's what it was. And they had the bar Anthony's and all.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Doopsies was the restaurant.
Yeah, I didn't realize the connection there.
Yeah, so my grandpa's name is also Anthony's. So that's where I kind of got my name too, I guess,
Okay.
That, and I think my dad's name was originally Anthony. He was adopted. So his name's Rick.
Well, so pretty much, I mean, the culinary background is pretty much in your blood at this point,
I grew up with it. My great-grandmother's Alzina Toops, and I grew up every Sunday.
A fucking legend, by the way.
Absolutely.
A legend on the bayou.
Yeah, Bayou Queen, Cajun Queen. She's really amazing. She's 93 years old. She's still getting it. She's crocheting. She's not cooking as much,
Yeah.
She's not cooking as much, but she's something special. And I was very lucky to be able to grow up down the street. It's a family street, it's all cousins and stuff. We all come from that same bloodline, from Alzina's bloodline, pretty much, you know. And growing up, going to eat there every Sunday with that good food, it was hard not to pick up some stuff, you know. And working in the restaurants and everything, I mean, I've been in it my whole life.
Well, what's some, you know, people are so intrigued by the Cajun lifestyle, just traditions that we have, not just our accent. You know, everybody loves the accent, supposedly, and you leave out of town, they know you exactly you're from,
they know where you're
Cajun
at.
country.
Absolutely.
But what are some traditions that you remember in your childhood? Or something y'all, you know, maybe it was a holiday, or maybe it was just something y'all did, you know, that really stuck with you over the years.
You know, some of my like fondest memories and all is going to the duck camp back on Bayou Blue over there. Mm-hmm. And we had a nice little camp that they built the land for with bulkheads and oyster shells. That's what the camp was built off of.
Nice. And
we go right across. We had a lease that we rented from some people, and we would go hunting in a sunken marsh stand and everything, and it was good times. But getting back and them cooking, that was my favorite part. Yeah.
Like loves them some puro over rice, man. Let me tell you something.
Well. And then, I mean, shrimpers, I had shrimpers all throughout my family, and also it was always shrimp smothered and onion, roti shrimp and onions, you know, it was always some good Cajun cooking. And that's what we want to do here. That's what we do here.
I like that y'all have that too, that it's not just the normal, your plate lunches aren't, you know, I mean, I see that you do have them sometimes because they are quintessential. Chicken stew is something I grew up on, bro.
Yeah.
You know, but also when you do roti shrimp and over rice, I mean, bro,
peas in a roux.
That's a dish that I forgot existed until you said it.
Yeah.
You know, and now I want to go home and cook it.
And dude, super simple. Cajun cooking's not anything crazy. It's really simple. You want your ingredients. It's not even crazy spices. Everybody thinks you hear Cajun, you're like, oh, that's gonna be spicy. That's gonna be hot.
Well, let me tell you something about that. So my daughter, Sonny, she eats a lot of spicy food. She likes spice.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah.
So, you know, and we coon asses. We like a little heat to our food, especially a little back burn.
Yeah.
But that's the misnomer, is that it's really, really hot food, and it's not. So we went to the Bahamas, and they have jerk chicken in the Bahamas. Mm-hmm. And that jerk chicken is probably one of the hottest things you ever put in your mouth. So she sat at the table and ordered that jerk chicken, and it came out glowing red like lava. And the guy walks up to the table and he says, "It's very, very hot, man." And she says, "Oh, I'm from Louisiana. I'm going to try it." Dude, when I'm telling you couldn't put a pinky in that sauce without your whole face feeling like it was burning off, I said, that's the difference right there. That's the difference.
That's a different kind of spice, man.
That's a problem. Yeah.
Cayenne's a flavorful, hot, but ghost pepper is a burn your face off hot.
Unnecessary.
Yeah.
I will go for the hot sauce here and there, but still unnecessary. I don't think it's really needed in regular like cooking. Like, you don't expect it, it shouldn't be there.
Right.
And my wife and I had taken a trip up to South Carolina, and we stopped, like, we were traveling all day. So in like soft shorts, t-shirt and all, hours and hours of driving. We get to the hotel, man, hungry. What are we gonna get? Let's look through the little menu they got over here. So we run through local locations and all. I see Duck's Bar and Grill. Like, it's a bar. We could go dressed like this. Perfect. We show up, they got a hand-carved wood hostess stand and white tablecloths on the side. No way. I open the door, I get in, I see it, my eyes get big. They're like, you want to sit in the bar or the table? It's like, we could sit?
We could come
You
here.
allow us to eat
You
here?
understand I don't have a collar on my shirt right now.
Yeah. I was like, we'll take the bar if we could go. She's like, yeah, y'all go sit in the bar. So we go in the bar, and I'm looking, and I see something called like El Diablo or something like that. I'm like, let's go for it.
Seems interesting.
Let's try it. Let's go. Mistake. Because anywhere you go and it says that, like, they purposely make it
So where it's going to kill you.
regrettably spicy. Like, it's so regretful after eating it. You don't want it in your mouth.
Like the word Diablo didn't give it away. If you walk
My wife told me too. She's like, you read it, Diablo. It came out of your mouth. I was like, I
it
know.
just doesn't sound as bad to us as it does to the Mexican people. Because if you yell Diablo in a Home Depot parking lot, they running like hell. because they think the devil's coming.
Possessed.
It's over.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, man. Like, I mean, obviously you love this place, okay? And I could tell just from being in the kitchen with you that your passion is the twist, you know. And I like the fact that a cat our age is still doing what his family was doing before him,
traditional,
right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys and gals our age don't stick to that anymore. They have more of a millennial mindset to where they want to go off and do their things, and I'm not going to do what my family did. And what you have, and I like the fact that you're doing it, but you're doing it your way.
Yeah.
You know, so the twist is just that. From what it was before to what it is now, it is a twist. It's changed a bit. But outside of the twist, I mean, what are your passions? What would you be doing if you didn't have the twist?
I think about that here and there, you know. But I'm into guns. I love guns.
Okay.
I enjoy target shooting. I enjoy hunting. I enjoy putting guns together, fixing them. So I think maybe I can go into doing something like that. You know, I build most of my buddies' guns and stuff like that when they ask me to and all, and just give them a hand putting it together. It's usually small stuff, but I enjoy working with it.
Even still, it's better than going paying a gunsmith to do it.
Yeah, exactly. and that's most things that I do. YouTube, bro. YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what YouTube's
you know, that's
for.
everything.
That's
man.
another thing about the Cajun people that is an impressive thing is that I don't have to go to some gunsmith shop because there's some cat on the bayou that's doing that. Exactly. I don't have to go to a rod and reel shop because my partner knows how to.
My cousin, he does. Yeah, you know, like he got that.
You know,
yeah.
There's always somebody that can lend a helping hand to somebody else, no matter what it is, and that's how so many bonds on the bayou are strengthened through over the years. And that's something I think that the older generation was afraid of, that was going to go away.
Yeah.
That the Cajun culture and tradition was not going to be a prevalent thing in our communities anymore for our children. How many kids do you know that can actually still throw a cast net, you know? Well, you know what? My daughter will learn how to throw a cast net. I'm be damned if she's not going to be able to, because that's something I learned, and that's something my kids are going to learn, and I hope they pass that on. The same thing with basics of making a roux.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
that's a very quintessential thing in a young coon-ass's life.
And a lot
I
of
remember
people are
when my
scared of
grandma...
it.
Exactly.
But it's food.
Yeah.
Mess ups happen, you know, like
Throw it
it's
away,
not a
start
problem.
over.
That's it. Just keep rolling with it.
over.
Roll with the punches.
It's
You gotta
not
keep
the
going.
end of the world. And then, dude, like you said, man, like if you wouldn't be at the twist, you're still so deeply immersed in the Cajun culture that you would still be on that end doing the hunting end.
Yeah.
That's the other side of the Cajun, culture, you know?
yeah.
Like, that's just part of what it's like being here. And honestly, it's like one of those things that if I wasn't doing this, I would still be doing this. You know what I mean? It's just the way it works.
There's no place like down here. I moved to Baton Rouge. I went to college, graduated from LSU.
Yeah.
And there was no way I wasn't coming back. There was no way. I knew it because I saw, I've traveled a lot. I've been to Europe and stuff. I've been a lot of places in the U.S., Mexico and all. But there's no place like the Bayou. There's no place that feels like this. There's no place with these type of people. And like you were saying, we're very, very self-reliant, and we're a type of culture that's gonna do for ourselves. We're gonna learn how to do it because our ancestors had to do that.
Absolutely.
If they didn't, they would have died when they got down here from Canada. You know,
we say it all the time, man. The Cajun culture is resilient. They will always find a way to make it happen. And I'm so happy that it just shines through in every single guest that we have.
Every single one.
It's amazing,
when Rattlesnake
man.
Dre was on the show, that's one thing that he stressed, is that you will never find a Confederate plaque south of Highway 90 because they would not march on the Coon-ass people.
Nope.
They wouldn't, because they knew what they had coming for them.
Yeah.
They knew what the what for was, and nobody wanted to face that. And that's still today.
Yeah, I mean, no one's pure blood anything. Like, I don't know what none of that's about. You know, we're a gumbo. We're literally a gumbo down here.
100%.
We have everything.
If we all took a 23andMe that would be kind of a bitch.
Yeah. We have to reconsider some marriages sometime.
You get one little card back and it
iffy.
says "hum bro" on it. Yeah. That's all it says.
Nick, that's not so good.
That's your third cousin, twice removed, Bam.
Yeah.
You might be
Again.
having some problems with your babies.
That's why they don't sell it at the Walmart down here. It makes sense. It makes sense.
That's another thing can't get south of Highway 90 is a 23andMe.
Or a 24-hour store.
That's true.
Yeah. No, they go to bed. They go to bed early. They
That's
wake
it.
up early.
But does the traffic of the 4-lane affect business at all for you? Do you find people just coming out their way? I mean, the food's good, dude. So it's worth ducking off. A lot of people, I feel, especially in our listener base throughout the Gulf Coast. If you guys are heading down to Grand Isle for any tournament or anything whatsoever,
yeah.
you heading to Fouchon, you going to Leeville, stopping at the Twist. I'm telling you, if you wanna have some authentic Cajun food from the area. It's not going to be some frozen shrimp. I mean, this guy had oysters that's straight from the Gulf. And when I'm telling you, I've had oysters in casinos around here that taste like nothing. And that's what a farmed oyster or shrimp tastes like.
Yep.
But you can taste the brininess of the water in the oysters down here, and it's fresh. Everything's delicious. You just got to check it out. It's worth getting off the beaten path. And I know once you hit through Galliano a little bit and you get down to go to Meta, you got to hit that 30-mile-an-hour zone.
Yeah, hit the brakes because they coming for you if not.
Do not speed down here. It's not a good thing.
Look, man, y'all are so busy today that y'all ran out of oysters and you went get some.
Yeah. Just for Gros Ventre.
Just for you.
Just look over on. That's it,
Just for
man.
you.
Can't beat that.
That's
It's that
amazing.
Southern hospitality.
That's
I'm
what
telling
it
you.
is, man. It's
That's
amazing.
it. Yeah. Well, I saw your little Insta video, and I go, oh, let me make sure they got some. So I called them up. No, we sold out. We had about 2 gallons left over. Sold them. They gone. All right. Let me go see. I went down, found some, ready to go.
See that, bro? That's how it goes. Even when the chips are down, the chips are never out.
That's right.
Not for the Cajun people.
Hell no.
And dude, I appreciate the hell out of that because
No problem. No, I saw you got the OMV. I'm like, no, I can't disappoint the
Bro,
man. Just come and
I've been
visit.
thinking about it too.
He's been talking about this for like
A couple months now.
months now.
Well, I mean, I got to push back 2 weeks because of that hurricane, Delta.
Hurricane Delta tried to come fuck with us.
2
but
storms in a
I
row.
don't think so.
Man, we had a very active season this year, and it was rough, but we lucked out every time. And our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody that got hit with it, Lake Charles and
A lot of
surrounding
people
area,
think
man.
that Trump sent it here, though. That President Trump sent it this way.
I mean, he got the iPad with the clouds. He can move them where they
Yeah,
want.
he's a climate change arsonist and all that. But not to get on that track.
No.
But let me ask you this. What recipe? My grandma will not give me her tea cookie recipe. Are there any recipes that Mama has that you wish you had, but she's kind of holding on to?
There's some that I'm not a huge baker, but she's a really amazing pastry chef. She's
Okay.
amazing. I mean, she's amazing at everything. She's been at it for over 50 years.
It sounds like she's just got it all.
She got some techniques,
Yeah.
She showed Andrew Zimmern a little technique with shrimp. She called it peewee'n a shrimp. So
Peewee'n a shrimp.
peewee, you peewee the shrimp. So when you get a raw shrimp, when you get down to the tail, I don't know, but you know how you pinch and you pull it and you just got your shrimp.
Right.
Well, that fan part of the tail got meat in it. And you could work that meat out. So when you pull it, you got the shrimp and the tail spread out. It's
Wow.
beautiful.
I've
It's
never heard of
beautiful.
that.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's gotta be amazing on a plate.
Yes. No, it looks gorgeous, especially like a fancy cocktail, little shrimp cocktail dip and stuff like that. So that surprised me because whenever he came film, we go help and we go give a hand and stuff. And,
Right.
it's a fun experience for the family too. So we get a lot of exposure like that.
Let's backtrack a little bit. So, what with Andrew Zimmern, was she on Bizarre Foods?
It was Bizarre Foods,
Okay.
yes. Louisiana.
Yeah,
Bizarre
when
Foods
he did
episode.
the U.S., I guess the U.S. tour that he
Yeah.
did. Okay.
Yeah. And Louisiana was one of them. They hit Grand Isle, I believe, us, and they went to Lafayette maybe or somewhere. I forgot where they were hitting everything. But that was a really cool experience.
Oh, I bet, man. That was super badass.
Chicken feet gumbo.
Yeah.
Then
A good collagen.
that's where you get your broth from.
Oh yeah.
You know, like she'll cook that and pull the feet out before anyone sees it, so they don't freak out. But that's where your flavoring comes from. Them chicken feet. I wasn't chewing on it, but they were eating it. I don't know about that.
Oh, I've seen him suck a chicken knuckle in a heartbeat.
But yeah, we did tripe, caul fat wrap meatballs, beef
Ooh, I
tongue.
bet that's good, bro.
Some
caul
good
fat wrap. Oh man.
dude.
Tyler's like, bro, we got to get on that.
Yeah, I forgot where. We got it from a butcher somewhere. They don't work with it too much, but you know the right people down here. You know you can get some.
Oh yeah,
You can get some.
You can find just about anything you want.
Yep, all good stuff. But yeah, so I mean, a lot of experience with her, but the thing that I know she's not giving me is her walnut tart recipe.
Walnut tarts.
Walnut tart recipe.
Now let's get something straight. Walnuts are not a huge part of Cajun cuisine.
No.
Nope.
For the most part.
They're not.
Nope. But if you ask anybody on the bayou if you want a walnut tart from her, nobody's gonna say no.
They're all gonna say
They're all
absolutely.
gonna say yes. Yeah. Come on, bring it. She had some dessert. I forgot what it was a few years ago for the auction that the church has. Went for $2,000.
Oh, I bet.
A cake.
Didn't even
$2,000.
hesitate.
Yeah. Wow.
Didn't even hesitate.
They didn't have to.
2,000 from a mom's cake, man.
That's printing money.
That's
Baking money.
Let's keep it coming, Mo. But no.
So she won't give it to you. That's
No,
hers.
not the. Yeah, well, she gave it to my aunt, so it's passed
It's
down.
still there.
So it's
Okay,
still
good,
there. It's
good,
not
good.
getting lost.
It's
you know,
in the blood.
Nothing's
It's not
getting
going
lost.
with her.
Yeah, but yeah, that's
I'm
one I'm
glad
not
to see
getting.
y'all got that kind of love in the family because my grandma don't love nobody but cookies. She's taking that to the grave.
Yeah,
No one will enjoy this after I'm gone.
they will miss me and my cookies.
Yeah.
Are you inspired by other local chefs or any chefs? I mean, and don't say Emerald Lagasse because
No.
he's not local.
You know, I haven't really like paid much attention to other people. I mean, I know it might sound bad, but like,
No, man.
I'm just not.
That's you.
Not into it. I got boys and like my friends and family. That's who I learned from.
Right.
You know, so like those are the people I look up to and I get recipes from and I get little techniques from and stuff.
I will tell you this. I find that the further north you go up the bayou, we call it up and down the bayou.
Yeah,
we don't call it north, south, east, and west. We're going up and down the bayou. I find the further north you go, the more tradition leaves. And I find that the flavor of the food, the texture of the food. I don't like a piece of fish that's dipped in some kind of weird, like thick, gooey shit.
Glaze,
Bro,
yeah.
Cornmeal or what cream meal?
Yeah.
Man, some good cream meal. People don't know what cream meal is. That's a very Cajun thing. I
didn't
still
realize
buy
that.
my cream meal from Adam's Fruit Stand in Lockport because it's the only place
To really
around
find
to
it.
really find authentic cream meal.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And people don't understand that those textures of those little things. When my mama used to cook her roux layered to where her roux and then the onions and everything layered in there. You don't just throw everything in a pot. That's what builds all the flavor profile of everything you're eating. And I find that a lot, even in Houma. They got some places you can get some fried food, but it's fried food.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
It's not this, man. This is a whole nother level.
Yeah.
When I took a bite of that, my grandfather that's dead, that brought me back to Easter when I was 13 years old, and he was frying oysters in the big, and I still got his fish fryer on an old burner outside.
Yeah.
That's the type of quality you
And
got here, and that's pretty awesome.
That's what I love. That's what I love about what we do here and what we bring. It brings back those memories and stuff like that and all. And you get me a little emotional when you're talking about stuff like that because, dude, I love that, and that's what we want. And I have those same memories.
I mean, one of the places we talked about today, because Tyler's girl has never eaten there. I grew up at Blackie's Po' Boys.
Yeah.
Dude, until today, I've never had a better roast beef po' boy than Blackie's. And my aunt ran that place for years and years and years.
Really?
So, it's those things that we have. I feel like now, at our age, we need to band together more than ever to keep the traditions of the
Absolutely.
Cajun people alive.
I agree.
I don't want that to die on our children. I don't want that to die on and even my grandkids.
If there's anything that the Dank Swamp Rebellion stands for, it's holding that tradition up in arms with everyone that is supporting that idea, you know?
Yeah.
And we want to be that platform for everyone that wants to be involved with that. And coming from a musician background, I could completely relate to being transported as soon as you take a bite of something or as soon as you listen to a tune, that you instantly are transported to that place and time that hits you the hardest. You know what I mean, man? And that's what it's all about. That's what living is for, man. That's what it's being a human in general is about that. And do you resonate that, man? Like, it shows through in every single thing you do.
I appreciate it, man. But
it's so easy it's so easy
being from down here, you know, it's not, you don't have to put anything on, you know, it's just,
it's not
that's
a
it.
show.
That's how we are down here.
It's not a show, man. This is exactly what you see is what you get. And if you like it, good. If you don't,
you can keep rolling. I mean, it's no problem to me.
It's no problem to me at all. And we live for that stuff, man. So it's amazing.
And that's the thing with our show, with other podcasts that we've been on guests on their shows, and they've been guests on our shows, and they're from all over the country. And we tell them the same thing: if you want to experience something you've never experienced in your life, and I've been in a lot of places too. You come to South Louisiana, and we'll show you some shit.
Oh,
you
sure.
think you know something right now,
Yeah.
okay? But you want to know what true suffrage is on a people, and what coming out of that suffrage is. Come to South Louisiana, we'll show you what it's about.
Yeah. No, the Great Depression and all down here. You know, our depressions are different. Our depressions are based off of the oil field right now.
Right.
So whenever the oil field's doing bad, the rest of the country could be doing amazing. But down here, we're suffering. We're scraping by. And that's happened so many times, but we've always just kept rolling. You know, you keep going with it. And your community, if you support your community, they'll support you. You know?
And the thing is with the country right now, they believe that it's hurricanes that's our biggest threat.
No.
That's not our biggest threat.
No.
Our biggest threat is the oil field. We can rebuild from every hurricane that will ever hit us, but we cannot rebuild again from an oil field that's shut down.
Nope.
Our local businesses, and not just that, chains that have local people working there are going to shut down. Because when there's no money moving hand to hand in this area, it dies quick and everybody leaves. The last time that we went through a heavy oil field recession, we saw what happened. They all went to Alabama. They went to Mississippi. They went to Texas. They went find that money. They went find that revenue, and they weren't passing it hand to hand here. And if certain things don't start to happen in this area, it's going to happen again. But you know, Tyler called into one of our, I like to call them our sister show. It's called Pickle Pepper Hop Talk up in Washington.
Yeah,
and they said, man, those hurricanes that y'all go through are just so crazy, man. And Tyler's like, well, it's just, you know, like
it's
kind of another day.
It's like the forest fires you guys go through, man. It's a natural disaster. He's like, no, but that's just forest fires, man. We're talking about hurricanes.
Come on, man. That sounds way crazier than
like,
some wind and rain.
I don't know, dude. That's
What's
worse.
like fire tornadoes?
Yeah.
Have you seen that? No.
I
don't need that in my life.
Nuts.
A dirt devil that's flaming, dude.
I could see a
don't want that
hurricane
shit.
coming from miles, hundreds of miles away.
Yeah.
I could prepare for it easily. It's not hard for us.
You know,
and then we're very lucky where we are right here in between Golden Meadow, the floodgates, and the LaRose Intracoastal Bridge.
Yeah.
We have
Absolutely.
one of the best levee systems anywheres.
Right.
You know, like,
and the thing was, you can look back
amazing.
at Katrina, but they were screaming at people to get out of New Orleans for over a week before it hit. They had every single chance, but no, I'm going to wait it out. So, you know, at some point you say, and I understand like certain people can't, you know, they don't have means to do it, but they gave them means to do it, you know, and there were a lot that couldn't get out, and I understand that, but a lot could.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I look at a population and I say, sometimes your death toll on a huge natural disaster like that is sometimes human will, you know?
Yeah.
My buddy, who's a boat captain who fly fishes, Billy Ellenwood, my wife is like, have you called on Billy to check on him through the hurricane? Because he was the only son of a bitch in Dulac when it came through.
That was still there.
They had mud 5 feet in the driveway, and he was still in the camp.
Yeah.
You know, and some of them are like that. I'm going to go down with my property. I'm going to, you know, and I get it.
This is what I work for. This is my life here. If it goes, I go with it. That's how some people look at it, you know? Yeah.
But
we stubborn too, you know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Cajun people can be pretty stubborn too.
It comes with the territory, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
but that's what keeps us strong.
It's
Yeah,
true.
true.
If you're able to basically self-sustain within a 5-mile radius, it's going to come with some stubborn.
And I'm pretty sure y'all could hear on this show tonight that my voice is a little more coon-ass than usual. It happens to me. As soon as I cross down the coastal, all the Bayou water comes back into me.
Kicks in.
Yeah, I've drank enough Bayou Lafourche water, hydro sliding and swimming in the bayou.
Bro.
I feel it come back surging through me when I get down.
Oh, Shad, that's okay.
Yeah,
though. That's good.
That's the way. That's the only way.
That's how you know we love it.
Yeah, Anthony, dude, I so appreciate you having us here, man. This has been such an awesome experience. We definitely want to work with you more in the future, and man, I'll definitely be back to eat again. That's for
sure, dude. Yeah,
we head in the Grand Isle every other weekend, stand down at Wakeside. We camping down there, so we're gonna stop through and see you.
Yeah, and that's what people need to take LA1 here and there. You know, if you go down, you're in a rush or whatever, you go down the 4-lane, cool. But at least take LA1 once on your trip and just look at all the sights you see on the bayou. When you're riding on the bayou, you know, you're seeing boats, you're seeing people outside. You know, you're seeing a lot of just kids fishing off their docks into the bayou, you know, and
what it should be.
And that's what I love, and that's what I love, like the street I live in with my cousins and everything, because I'm watching them grow up from little bitty boys, and he's just fishing away right now. You know, he's catching dinner for his mom.
Yeah,
and all
not
the cook.
Sitting in front of an Xbox or a PlayStation, which I'm not against.
No,
Right.
there's definitely time for it, but you can't lose that. You know, you got to keep that. You got to keep that tradition. You got to keep that moving, and I mean, you got to keep your kids active too.
You got to, because if not, technology is the death of our nation right now.
Not just us.
No, I mean, it comes with the territory.
Fortunately, in down here in our culture, we push our kids a little more. We love that sportsman's paradise is our home, and so with having that pride factor, we push that pretty hard. You know? But other parts of the country don't have those type of things, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at the West Coast, who doesn't have industry, they can't go fishing because of PETA, they can't do all this other stuff. That's why those kids are growing up to be mindless shitheads in front of a monitor all day.
They lose their human, you know, like they're
more and more Android every day.
And then so their feelings, they don't have feelings anymore. It's just, oh, you're like a person on the screen that I don't care about. I'm just watching you do something, and I'm gonna make fun of you for it or something. You know, like
right. You live in a VR chat room.
Yeah,
you know, I could be any avatar I want to.
I mean, I could be an e-girl if you want, or a T-girl, or whatever they call that.
I mean, I'm gonna go in as an egret. My long legs, man.
Yeah, Dad.
Just sticking up.
But you know, we were talking today, and it's like, you know, we got a huge message for guys out there, especially guys. Take your kids out there fishing and hunting, and don't make it work for them.
No, man.
Don't make it a job.
No.
Because Tyler put a rod in his hand and a reel in his hand for the first time in years. He can't remember the last time. And he said, you know what? I never remembered it as a kid, understanding that it's not about catching fish. It's about I am breathing the Gulf air. I am watching the dolphins jump in Caminata Pass. I'm watching the sea turtles. That's what you need to teach them that it's about. It's not so much about everything's a job. If you miss the deer, oh well, there's another one that's coming. If you miss a rabbit, teach them to shoot straighter. Don't be a dick about it, guys. Don't make it into a job. Make it to where it's fun for your kids, and they'll pass it on to theirs.
Or a competition.
Yeah.
Not everything's a competition.
No.
It's good to be competitive. It really is. But not at every single aspect in life. Because then you just become an asshole.
Exactly.
You know, you start cutting people out when you don't have to. You could help them be better, and they could help you be better.
Absolutely.
But because you, in your mind, feel that they're, you know, your rival or something, you know, you're going to try and cut them down.
You don't network with them to get better at what you do instead of a collaboration you're going up against. And it's more about the experience rather than what comes from it, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it was today, dude. Like, it has literally probably been over a decade since I casted a line, and it wasn't about catching a fish. It was about what I was doing in that moment, and that moment was me on a pier in Grand Isle casting a line.
Pretty much relaxing.
That's it, dude.
Not being at work.
And with a friend, with friends and stuff like that, you know, like that's
it, my
that's
man.
what life's supposed to be about.
Absolutely. And I think there's points in time where, that we all know that, but taking that step back and letting that experience take you over instead of you trying to control everything about it, let it pass through you, is how you live that out to its full potential.
Yeah.
And I really think the Cajun culture got that shit in spades, man. That's exactly how every single one of us try to live our life, you know. And it just, again, I'm looking at every piece of this building while we're in it, and it just screams that to me, you know, like it's almost the same thing that I saw when I was a young kid, and it reminds me exactly of, or brings me back to those points where I come back with, you know, after church, and this is where we came eat, you know.
And retro has come full circle. You know, that's the thing is the retro look of this place and feel. That's the homey feel of it that people like. If you want a place to go where you feel comfortable and it's not uptight and you can just chill and be yourself, this is the place to go.
Yep.
You know.
And that's the thing too, is like I didn't have to change anything. Right. I just kept the building as it was.
That's exactly what it needed to be.
Yeah. We had closed down for about a year, you know, management and stuff like that. Me and my family, we're all very close. We all take care of each other. We help each other out and all. And I mean, that's just the Cajun culture. That's how it is. You help your people out. They help you out, and that's how you get through life. And we closed here for about 1 year, and that was right when I was graduating college. And I said, you know what, the Bayou still needs the Cajun Twist.
Absolutely.
I still need the Cajun Twist. Like, I need that food. That's what I grew up on. That's what I grew up on eating. That's what I grew up working. I worked with my dad. First, I did a little host, like busboy stuff at the nice restaurant in Fouchon. We had Toopsies.
Yeah.
And it wasn't for me. You know, I like working my hands. So the next year, I took over with my dad. We were doing handyman work for all the businesses, you know. So we were electrical, plumbing, carpentry. We did it all. So I got to learn all that with my dad. So he taught me skills that have brought me to where I am today and have saved me so much. You know how much an electrician costs, how much a plumber costs, and oh my God.
Anything these days.
Yeah, so whenever I came back here, I rewired and redid the kitchen lights and everything in there, painted, fixed up everything that needed to be fixed up and all, and got it rolling and ready to go. And we reopened October 27th of 2014.
Okay.
So we're coming up on our 6th year being open with me running it, and it's been a journey. It's been crazy. Opening night, you know, it's a restaurant, so it always keeps you on your toes. But we busted a water line from the Coke machine maybe 2 hours before we closed.
You were saying that right before we started shooting. You know, it's always a grind, man.
Always something, man.
Always a grind.
It's always worth it, just like how the reaction you have with your po' boy and stuff, and the people that we meet here. I had a guy who was on a motorcycle. We were getting close to closing. We closed at 2 o'clock, and we open 11 to 2 and 5 to 8, Monday through Saturday. So we're getting close to 2 o'clock, and a guy on a motorcycle pulls up in the front parking lot, and he kind of goes to the road like he's looking around where he's at. So we were slow and all, and anytime I see anybody just like park out there and kind of looking around, I figured they might be somebody new and maybe needs some directions or something like that. So I go out and I'm like, hey bud, like what's going on? What's happening? So he's like, yeah, well I'm looking for a place to eat, really. I was like, well, you happen to
turn around,
pull in the right parking lot. He's like, oh, really? You got any oyster po' boys in there? I was like,
you bet your sweet ass.
Well, wouldn't you know?
No, you son of a bitch, man. I got the best oyster po' boy.
I got some très bon oyster po' boys, Ben YEC. So he came, he pulled in and all, and I started kind of talking to him, seeing where he was about and all. And he's from the East Coast. And Dave Frederick, we just talking and stuff. I'm kind of seeing what he's about and all. So he's doing the Tour of Honor. He was doing. It was probably 2 years ago. You've heard of it?
Yeah.
So they go around and hit every war memorial.
Yes.
Across the United States.
A lot of the Hells Angels were doing it for a while. Like a lot of the bigger biker groups were doing that.
Yeah.
Satan's Tramps even did it. It was wild, man.
Yeah. So he's up there. He hit every single one across the country.
That's amazing.
Dedicated. That's my boy Dave.
That's time, bro.
Yeah.
Really?
No, he's a really good guy. So I got to know him a little bit, and he was doing it for his son Travis, who passed away.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he was traveling with Travis's ashes.
Oh wow. Man.
With him. So he had Travis with him.
Bro,
I'm
heavy.
telling you, whenever we were talking, I was like, bro, you know, like you're special. You're a special man. We need more people like you in this world. And so, you know, we just rapping and talking. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna be back. And what he was doing, he was dropping a little bit of Travis at every war memorial that
that's
touched
crazy.
him.
That's awesome.
And our Veterans Memorial on the back road right there, it is very well done. It's beautiful.
It's really nice.
Absolutely gorgeous. Actually, I painted one of the statues with Ralph Sheremy.
Oh.
He was commissioned to paint one of the more
Right on.
modern
Yeah.
digital camo statues, so I went and helped him out with that.
That's awesome.
And dude, it touched me so much. I'm like, so he's like, hey, how much I owe you? I'm like, Ben, no, your conversation was more than a reward that I need for this little po' boy you got. Okay. He said, you know what? I'm coming back. I was like, all right, dude, just let me know. I'm always here. Just let me know. He wind up coming back. He was riding his motorcycle again. I think the second time he came back, and he goes, hey, I'm coming with my camper. I'm gonna be here for a month. I got to experience the Cajun culture. He's like, you got me hooked with your hospitality, and just how we are over here, how we are down here.
Right.
So I was like, bro, like it means a lot to me. It really does.
Absolutely.
And that was right when the Cajun Bayou Food Trail was kicking off too.
Ooh, yeah.
So I was like, hey, look, here's a list. They got all these restaurants up and down the bayou. Très bon, all good. And that's the special thing about the bayou. You could hit different restaurants and get different, really good Cajun food because everyone
It
cooks
just
differently.
all depends on how your mama did it when
It's
you were
exactly
growing
what
up.
it
That's what I
is.
mean. It could be right across the bayou. Like we cook a chicken gumbo, roux-less. No roux in our gumbo.
wow.
Yeah. Our shrimp okra, no roux. We do a roux in our seafood one. But it's something I grew up with. A roux-less gumbo. It's light. It's delicious. It got good
Well, I
flavor.
like that,
it's not
bro.
super heavy.
That
You
does
don't
sound-
have that indigestion and all. So it's something special. And
I'm definitely coming back and try that, bro.
we got some shrimp okra right now. But it's getting cold. We're gonna have to be cooking some chicken and sausage soon.
Ooh, yes.
But yeah, that's what like stories like that. That's why I love being down here and doing what I do, because meeting people like that, it's just
It's eye-opening, bro.
it's eye opening,
It's
and
crazy.
you learn about other parts of the country too at the same time.
Right, yeah. The fact that you met someone who was so passionate about traveling with, his deceased son and putting him in places where he felt like it was necessary for him to go, that it touched him, the fact that you even cared about his story,
Yeah.
And most people, I would imagine, wouldn't give a shit to even talk about him,
Yeah.
or like even strike us conversation to go outside by the stop
Going,
light,
yeah, hey,
and
what's
make
going on,
that
bud?
conversation happen in the first place.
And if you're not from the bayou and you come to the bayou and a coon asks you if you want something to eat, the answer is always yes.
No matter what.
Because my mom was one of those, my grandmother too, to where she was almost kind of offended if she offered you something to eat and you didn't eat.
Right.
Because the Cajun people are very proud of their food and they love feeding people. That's one thing we would never go hungry, ever. Zombie
yeah.
apocalypse can hit, we still gonna eat.
We good.
Yeah.
We got the land to live off of. That's what they've done for centuries,
And it's not gonna stop.
It's not gonna stop.
It's never gonna stop.
It's not gonna stop. That's it.
Dude, I just can't tell you enough how much we appreciate you letting us come down here.
Yeah,
We'd
dude.
love to have you back on the show at some time. And guys, if y'all making a trip down, or even if it's Saturday afternoon, or you just have nothing to do, if you're just looking for a killer place to eat, you want some good old home cooking, come on down to the Cajun Twist. Check it out. Check out Anthony and the family. Super hospitable people. They didn't know who we were when we walked through the door, and they treated us like we were their family walking through the door.
I was testing them too.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't here before y'all.
Oh wow, okay.
Let me make sure they're good.
They were
They
super
were
nice.
absolutely awesome when we
Yeah.
walked in.
Good.
So y'all come check that out for yourselves, guys. And we'll be back next week on Dank Swamp Rebellion. Same dank time, same dank place. Thanks, guys.
Now stay tuned for the Rebellion's debut song inspired by the Cajun Twist restaurant. Twist. For that old Cajun flavor, then I do insist. Come on down to the Cajun Twist. Treat your family to some taste bud bliss. Come on down to the Cajun Twist.
Let me tell you something, Bab. If you just want an oyster po' boy, which is Groveland's favorite, if you want to get you a little something, you know, like a ruinless gumbo. They don't have ruined the gumbo. It's some kind of wizard magic that they do. But I don't know how they do that, but it's still good. But try it out. You ain't gonna take my word for it.
For that old Cajun flavor, then I do insist. Come on down to the Cajun Twist. Treat your family to some taste bud bliss. Come on down to the Cajun Twist. The Cajun Twist. The Cajun Twist now. The Cajun Twist.
Thank you for listening to Dank Swamp Rebellion. Check us out on dsrtalks.com.